The situation surrounding Taiwan has escalated dramatically as China initiated a massive military exercise, effectively blockading the island with an deployment of 71 aircraft and 21 warships. This unprecedented show of force has led to a complete cessation of all maritime and aerial traffic in and out of Taiwan, creating a tense standoff in the region. Beijing's move is a direct and forceful message to the international community, particularly the United States and its allies, warning that any interference in what it considers its internal affairs will be met with a direct declaration of war. The Chinese government has long maintained that Taiwan is an inalienable part of its territory, and that any pursuit of independence by Taiwan would be deemed an act of secession, inevitably leading to military conflict. This latest action underscores China's unwavering commitment to its One China principle and its growing willingness to use military means to enforce its territorial claims. The sheer scale of the military deployment highlights China's rapidly advancing military capabilities and its strategic intent to dominate the South China Sea. The 71 aircraft, a mix of fighter jets, bombers, and surveillance planes, represent a formidable air force capable of projecting power across a wide area. Their coordinated operations with the 21 warships, which include destroyers, frigates, and potentially even an aircraft carrier, demonstrate a sophisticated level of joint command and control. This combined force has established a multi-layer cordon around Taiwan, effectively cutting off the island from external support or resupply. The psychological impact of such a massive display of military might on Taiwan's population is undeniable, as they face the reality of being completely isolated by a powerful neighbor. The international community is grappling with the implications of this aggressive posture, with many nations urging de-escalation and a peaceful resolution to the dispute. However, China's defiant stance, coupled with its explicit warning, has left little room for diplomatic maneuvering, pushing the region closer to the brink of conflict than ever before. Beyond the immediate military maneuvers, China's actions are also a test of the resolve of the United States and its allies, particularly those with security commitments to Taiwan. The implicit threat of war against any interfering parties is designed to deter external intervention and to demonstrate China's readiness to bear the cost of a full-scale conflict. For decades, the United States has maintained a policy of strategic ambiguity regarding its response to a Chinese invasion of Taiwan. But this latest escalation may force a clearer stance. The global supply chain, heavily reliant on the semiconductor industry centered in Taiwan, face unprecedented disruption if the blockade persists or escalates into open conflict. The economic ramifications alone could trigger a worldwide recession, affecting countless industries and livelihoods. International bodies, including the United Nations, are under immense pressure to address the crisis, but their ability to influence China's action remains limited given Beijing's permanent seat on the Security Council and its history of vetoing resolutions critical of its policies. The unfolding situation presents a complex challenge demanding careful consideration from all parties to prevent a regional crisis from spiraling into a global catastrophe. In a move that further solidified their strategic alignment, China's leadership recently undertook a high-profile visit to Moscow, a clear and unequivocal sign of an increasingly close relationship between the two global powers. This visit, which included extensive discussions between the respective heads of state and top officials, reinforced their shared commitment to a united front on various international issues. Both nations have consistently expressed their desire to counter what they perceive as unilateralism and Western dominance in global affairs, advocating instead for a more multipolar world order. The timing of this engagement, occurring amidst the heightened tensions in the Taiwan Strait was not coincidental. It served as a powerful signal to the international community that Beijing and Moscow are not only strengthening their bilateral ties but also coordinating their geopolitical strategies. The message was clear. Whatever challenges may arise, they intend to face them together, providing mutual support and presenting a united front against external pressures. The discussion in Moscow reportedly covered a wide range of topics, including economic cooperation, technological exchange, and military collaboration. Both sides reiterate their commitment to expanding trade volumes, developing joint infrastructure projects, and deepening scientific partnerships, all aimed at reducing their reliance on Western economies and technologies. On the military front, there were indications of increased joint exercise, intelligence sharing, and coordinations on defense strategies, particularly concerning regional security issues. This growing convergence of interests and capabilities between China and Russia has significant geopolitical implications, potentially reshaping existing alliance and power dynamics on the global stage. Their commitment to sticking together, regardless of the nature of the challenge they face, underscores a strategic partnership built on shared value, common adversaries, and a mutual vision for a new international order. This deepening bond has been a source of concern for Western nations who view it as a challenge to the existing rule-based international system and a potential threat to democratic value worldwide. The implications of this robust partnership extend to various global flashpoints, from the Arctic to the Middle East. As both nations seek to expand their influence and challenge established norms, the visit therefore represents a significant milestone in the evolution of the China-Russia strategic axis, signaling a more assertive and coordinated approach to global affairs. Adding another significant layer of complexity to the already strained global economic landscape, China has announced a substantial increase in tariffs on goods imports from the United States, imposing an additional 125% tariff on a wide array of American products. This formidable trade measure is expected to have profound and far-reaching consequences for businesses, supply chains, and consumers in both countries, as well as for the broader international trade system. The decision to escalate trade barriers comes amidst a protracted period of trade dispute, economic competition, and geopolitical rivalry between the two largest economies in the world. Beijing's move is widely interpreted as a direct response to existing tariffs imposed by the United States and a broader strategic effort to assert economic leverage and retaliate against what it perceives as protectionist policies. This significant tariff hike will dramatically increase the cost of American goods within the Chinese market, effectively pricing many U.S. products out of contention and significantly reducing their competitiveness. The sectors most likely to be impacted by these increased tariffs are diverse, ranging from agricultural products such as soybean, pork, and corn to high-tech goods including semiconductors, aerospace components, and specialized machinery. American automobile manufacturers, luxury brands, and various consumer goods industries will also face considerable challenges as their products become prohibitively expensive for Chinese consumers. This could lead to a significant decline in U.S. exports to China, forcing American companies to either find alternative markets or reduce production, potentially leading to job losses and economic contraction. Conversely, Chinese consumers will have fewer choices and may face higher prices for certain goods that were previously imported from the U.S. Although the Chinese government aims to promote domestic alternatives, the implications for global supply chains are particularly severe, as many multinational corporations have intricate networks that span both the U.S. and Chinese markets. These companies will now be forced to reassess their manufacturing and distribution strategies, potentially leading to costly reconfigurations and shift in production's locations. Furthermore, the increased tariffs are a clear indication of the continuing economic friction and strategic competition between China and the United States, further complicating any efforts to achieve trade stability or de-escalate tensions. This escalation of economic warfare risks of further decoupling of the two economies, with long-term consequences for global economic integration and cooperation. International Trade Organization, such as the World Trade Organization, WTO, may find themselves under renewed pressure to mediate these disputes, but their effectiveness is often limited by the political will of member states. The move also signals China's determination to build a more self-reliant economy, reducing its dependence on foreign imports, particularly from the United States. This protectionist measure is not just about trade balance, it is deeply intertwined with national security concerns and the broader geopolitical struggle for technological supremacy and economic dominance. The imposition of a 125% tariff is a bold and aggressive economic maneuver that underscores the depths of the rift between China and the United States, and it is likely to reverberate throughout the global economy for the foreseeable future, creating an environment of increased uncertainty and volatility for business and investors worldwide. That's all for me for today. If you like the video presentations and you would like to follow for more, hit that subscribe and like button now, and we will continue to build a show for you. Thank you to all of you guys who have subscribed. It means a lot to me. Thank you so much. I will see you soon. Bye for now.